first thing that I told you is change the inner and the outer will change by itself. Now we are putting all our energy to change the outer, that's the problem. It's very difficult to change the outer. You can only change the inner. Why? Because assuming that you want a $50,000 and you're just trying to think about outer means, it's difficult because you know who is going to give the $50,000 and you want it by this time. And you think about, there is no way that you can make this $50,000 because the outer is based on logic. But if you go to the inner, it is possible. Miracles will happen. And if you don't want miracles, then you can depend on the outer. The yogi, whenever wants to write something, whenever he wants, he would put the sound "oo," because that is divine creative energy. And if we spend 2 hours, 3 hours accessing this divine energy, then you will see that all the doors will be open. You are now thinking that there's only a door, only one door here, but there are many, many doors. Every minute there is an opportunity which we don't see because we don't have that ability to see it. Because we are depending only on the logical reality. That's why all these techniques, when the Sushumna goes, all these things will open up. Innumerable doors. How can you really expect any results when you are constantly involved in wasting your time watching Britney Spears or Michael Jackson's case or watching a soap opera? That's not a priority. That's entertainment, yes. That's why I tell people, you can gossip at the most 1 hour a day. You can gossip, but don't gossip more than 1 hour. And then if you want to badmouth anyone, maybe 20 minutes of bad-mouthing. Okay? But don't spend the whole day bad-mouthing someone, because it's not going to do any good to you. Okay? It's my intention that if I help you to make money, if you read my book, the book was dedicated to, do you have that book here? My Prosperity and Enlightenment book. It was dedicated with tears to the hungry millions who come to this earth plane and die without food and drink. As I speak now, someone is dying in China, India, Africa, because there is no food. So my being here on this earth plane is to put money in the hands of people like you. I know you have a heart. I know personally many billionaires and multi-millionaires and who want only more money and have become more unconscious. They don't even realize that they cannot spend the money that they have in this lifetime, but they don't care about someone dying for want of food or want of… We are not civilized at all. We cannot call ourselves civilized. My being here on this earth plane is to empower the spiritual people who have heart, to put money in their hands so that they can create a new world. Because they know that money doesn't matter. It's only a tool. That's why I am so committed to or putting money in your hands. And I know I can do it. I do two things. One, don't do a purposeless meditation. Okay, meditation is always for a purpose. Prayer is always for a purpose. Meditation is very powerful than prayer because the prayer doesn't go deep into your emotions, into the causal world, and then the connections between the thought energy and the physical energy is done only through meditation. So meditation is very important. During the break, someone came to me and said, there are some real problems here. I am 60-year-old and I have a huge debt and I have so many bills pending. So what are you going to say? I'm not going to say anything new, except one thing, and that is every moment is new. You are talking about an old problem. That problem is not going to exist if you don't give permission for this problem. I have many people facing either death due to AIDS or in the court facing a jail term. These are very real situations in life. They have reversed it. You can reverse any situation in life, in any moment. There's only one thing that I want you not to focus. Don't focus on the odds. Don't focus on the odds like I am old, I have no skills. But then you come again, these are real, these are real, these are real. But I am saying these are unreal, these are unreal, these are unreal, these are unreal. They are not real to me. Nothing bad that is real, I want to believe as real. I don't want to make it into a real issue. This is not real. The mind will come again and again, will make you to believe it is real. It is real, it is real. No, it is not real. If you want to buy a car or anything that you want to manifest, you have to at least say that 108 times. Only then you make a small dent. If you say, yeah, I want $50,000, and if you say once, the mind will not register, the soul will not register the thought. I want $50,000, 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 I want $50,000. You will create a hypnotic effect. I said only 10 or 15 times, you see the hypnotic effect it creates. And by the time it comes to 108, bang, one push. Then you come again, I want $50,000, another bang. If you have said 1,008 times, then it really goes deep. That's the way to do it. But instead of doing that, you can just worry about your problems of your age, or if you're I can't do this, I can't do that. We know that. That's what we have been doing all along. Yeah. There are 1,000,000 things to worry about. But that's not going, every time you worry about all your odds, you are going to reinforce them. This is unreal, this is unreal, this is unreal.